Today, every day, small cap investors visit Agoracom knowing this is the day to discover the world's next great company, to have their dreams come true. That's why I take to the open road, to find them, to tell their stories, to engage them, to bring them to life, because they want to connect with you from your office, your phone, your home, anywhere. Agoracom, find your dream.
Welcome to CEO Interviews, a production of Agoracom in which we take the time to speak with small cap executives about what's happening at their companies. With us today, I'm happy to have Jack Singh. He's Corporate Communication Manager at GGX Gold. The company trades on the TSX Venture Exchange on the stock symbol, GGX. Now, for those of you who are new to the story, and that's going to be a lot of you, the company is exploring high-grade vein gold in BC's Greenwood District, and that's their gold drop project. 2017 drilling program identified high-grade vein ore throughout the summer. GGX were also early to recognize massive exploration potential in the Golden Triangle area, where they own 9% of a private syndicate. We'll talk about that. That private syndicate is focused on the project generation within the Golden Triangle. Jack, welcome to the show.
Thanks, George. Pleasure to speak with you. Thanks.
Hey, we're glad to have you here just before the Christmas holidays. But let's talk about GGX, because we know that a lot of the attention out there right now is going to the blockchain and all that. The kind of flavor of the day. But you're in a project, and you're in an area, in a couple of areas that are going to be around for a long time and are time tested. What is the main excitement around GGX that everyone out there has got to know about?
Well, one of the main things is the long history, high-grade history, and what's happening there currently is Kinross has become a very, very dominant player in that district. And we happen to be drilling right beside them. They are the largest landowner now, and they've got a mill 60 clicks away that's hungry for feed. It's an established fact. So we've been showing a lot of high grade at every level, from trenching to channel samples and now drilling. Very, very good grades, all very close to surface, which represents a very advantageous economic advantage here as we look down the road.
How fast and how much does it mean to have a tier one gold producer like Kinross showing interest in the area? Because quite often small cap companies find it difficult to prove to people that, hey, we're actually in a great area here. So how much does it mean to be able to have Kinross there as well, and just to be able to kind of piggyback on the work they're doing? Because I'm taking they're doing a lot of work in the Greenwood District.
Yes, they are. Well, their primary reason is that they're out of feed. They've got the buckhorn operation down south and the Kettle River Mill. They've produced 1 million ounces, and they're showing a great interest in this entire region. And it's for that reason they've expanded into the whole region up north where we are, and primarily because of ore. They need feeds, and that's primarily the reason. I believe that's what they're doing everywhere else where they have operations. And if they are taking on land, that's what they have been doing. And we're fortunate enough that it's happening right next to us.
When you say right next, how close are we talking about?
Right beside us. Their claims are right beside us, bordering with us to the west. Wow. and the south. And if I was to send you a map, I could show you what I'm talking about. Their land position is very massive. I think, in fact, the entire district is mostly theirs now. So
yeah, we'll have a map up on the screen right now as we're talking for everyone to look at.
So yeah, no, that just says a lot by itself right there. They're very, very interested. The mill has run out of feed. They've been very open about it, and we're producing the kind of results that will be very favorable for their end game, which is high grade, close to surface. And we all understand, closer it is, the less the cost, right, to extract the ore.
And let's talk about that, because a lot of small cap resource companies actually just try and play the piggyback game where, big company X is right over there, so we're going to acquire some option, some land over here, and they don't do anything, and they try and convince the world to invest in their company. But, GGX is anything but that. Talk to us about some of the highlights of this 2017 drill program and how happy were you guys at the results that came in?
Well, there are quite a range of results, all quite favorable. One of the highlights, 6.3 meters of 4.59 gram, and we also had, that's on the gold. Silver, 38.64, that's over an ounce there. And the round of results were also included in there was 6 meters of 10.9 grams a ton gold, 89.86 grams of silver. So that's pretty high, and that's drill results there. Now at trench level, most recently we've identified a new area for our drilling. At surface here, we're talking about 297 grams per ton gold and 1,290 grams per silver. That's an area that's going to be drilled here in the near future. That'll be part of the phase 3 program up and coming. With these kinds of showings, and there's been a lot of history here too. I guess I should mention that a little bit. For about 100 years, the area has been mined. Lots of high-grade production has happened there, but the systematic program that we're engaged in has never taken place there. So in the first year of the existence of GGX, we've done phase 1 and phase 2, and now we're planning and moving forward on phase 3, which is going to be coming up here very shortly, and that's going to be the area I just mentioned where we had 297 grams per ton gold and 1,290 grams per ton silver. That's going to be a target area for the next round of drilling.
I mean, those are massive numbers, so you guys are obviously very excited to get back in on phase 3. How big is that phase 3 program going to be?
I don't have all the details yet. We've completed, like, the last round of work was 2,500 meters. So I'm expecting anywhere up in those kinds of numbers. All the details will be announced here in the very near future.
You got a timeline, basic ETA of when you expect this next round of drilling to begin and when your first results will start coming in?
Let's say if we do engage in commencing a program in January, usually it's going to be a couple of months before we get any results. And in the past, we've expedited everything. Anytime we have any core to send to the lab, we'll do it right away. We'll try to get results as quickly as possible. Give a rough timeline within a 2-month period.
And that's perfect, because for most junior resource investors out there that listen to this, PDAC is in March. So if you can get results out, sometime by the end of February, first week of March there, you've got a very captive audience in terms of the investors who are watching, and more important, the companies that are watching. So we'll make sure we're going to have you back when that happens. Let's talk a little bit about this private syndicate that you've got going on, the Golden Triangle. I mean, for those of you who aren't aware of what's going on in the Golden Triangle, you just got fantastic companies out there led by companies like Seabridge Gold, with massive deposits and things. If you don't mind, talk to everyone about the significance of the Golden Triangle and tell us what you're doing on top of that.
Hi. So what's going on there up in the syndicate, as we're all aware, the area has been very, very active with some excellent things happening there in terms of results by some players. Our advantage is that we are part of the syndicate, a private syndicate that has 14 projects. 6 of them have gone into public vehicles. So for us, it's like a cash cow situation. Anytime there's a deal made, GGX gets shares and cash when payments are made. And there's a few projects still remaining. I believe there's 6 of them still remaining that are not in public vehicles, but whatever deals get done there will benefit by 9% interest that we get our shares and payments for. So that's a very interesting exposure we have there without having to actively do any work, but we're participants in a very active, hot region for gold.
Jack, what I love about that is it gives GGX an opportunity to become a project generator in an area where you've got producers like Pretium, and you've got Seabridge Gold that has one of the largest, one of the largest gold copper projects undeveloped in the world there. So this puts you in do you think this puts you in a good position to become a project generator potentially as time goes on, without the risk of you having to put up your own, your own money, time, and energy? Because that's a lot of work that you have to take up there.
Absolutely, and the work will be all done by the companies that take on the project. So we're like a passive participant. We have 9% interest in whatever work gets done, whatever payments are made. We have 9%. So that's super advantageous, and that's a great position for any junior company to have outside interest as well as their own projects. So essentially, yeah, I mean, we're in a great situation as far as that goes.
Well, we'll leave it there because there's a lot more we can talk about, but we want to make sure we give everyone a really good idea. I mean, and I love how GGX has positioned itself. You're in the Greenwood District, you're right adjacent to Kinross, and you're actually drilling and bringing up great results going into phase 3. I mean, for everyone who's listening at home, when you don't get to phase 3 unless you and your investors have a lot of confidence in what's happened in phase 1 and phase 2. So I'm loving that and can't wait for the results and have you back in the first, hopefully by the end of February. And on the other hand, I love the fact that you've got this, 9% of the syndicate that's focused on project generation in the Golden Triangle, because that's a very prolific space to be in. So, the world has to know about GGX, and this is the first step, and I appreciate you being on the show today, Jack.
Thank you very much. And we can expect a very, very aggressive year with the company. We're laying out the plans, looking very much forward to 2018. I think it's going to be spectacular for GGX.
Well, it sure sounds like it. A lot of companies like to talk a big game, but you guys are walking the walk. So everyone at home who's watching / listening, you can bet that Jack and/or management GGX are going to be back on this show in 2018 because there's going to be a lot to talk about. So in the meantime, you've got to do your due diligence. The stock symbol is GGX on the TSX Venture Exchange. Get to Agoracom, punch in the company's symbol and name, because it's the same thing at the end of the day, and take a look at all the information we've got lined up, the profile, and all the information you need to have a good, succinct summary of this company, because it's going to be a very exciting one in 2018. Jack, thanks so much for joining us. Really appreciate you being here, and have a great day.
Thanks, George. Appreciate your time as well. Looking forward to 2018.
Yeah, you can bet on it. Thanks, everyone. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. GGX, do your due diligence. Make sure so when they're on next time, you don't have to listen to me say, I told you so. Have a great day for everyone at home. Talk to you soon.